Hello and good evening. I hope everybody is doing fine. I know I'm a minute early, but we'll deal with it. A little extra drink's not a bad thing. That's what y'all keep telling me. So I got tired of waiting, so I clicked on in, and here we are. Um, Jade, good to see you. Dino, welcome. Hey, mugs up to you. Hello, Germany. Good to see you. GK, good to see you. Maria, welcome. And Eris, hello. GK, I got your email about the notes. You are very, very welcome on those notes. And actually, that's a fellow student that helped us get those notes together. So big thumbs up and thank you for that. Parlin, hey, welcome. Been a while. Yeah, happy October. It is finally here, people. Um, Gotta admit, I love October. Though Friday it was raining horizontally. So that was a thing. Jedi, welcome. Good to see you as well. So, um, for all those of you who didn't know, we Friday had a workshop on grounding and shielding. It was a great turnout, great class, a lot of great and wonderful questions, and actually some really interesting things I'd never thought of that people presented. Um, we had a recording issue though, so if you took the class and you missed the class or something and you did not get the recording, let me know. I did do a reshoot for the people who didn't make the class today and wanted to try and attend it, which we did record. My student even reminded me to record it. Thanks to that. Thank you. Um, and we do have that recording. So if you did sign up for the class and you see this and you would like the recording, let me know. I can get that recording to you. Just let me know by like Tuesday. All right. Now, um, the reason you need to let me know by Tuesday is, and I know, sit down, set your drinks down, make sure you're not holding them because this is going to surprise you. This is going to shock you. I'm taking a vacation. I'm actually taking time off for me. I'm going to sit back. I'm going to chill. I'm going to relax. I'm going to attempt not to do a lot. We're taking a small road trip, me and the wife. Going to be a lot of fun. If you're in the gilded community, the admin will be covering for me, so please behave for them. And if you're not in the gilded community, consider joining. Jade, if you got that link, drop it in there because you usually beat me to it anytime I try to say where it's at. Because you're usually just, yeah, you take care of things and make this place run better than I do. So, mugs up to Jade. So that's going to be that. I do not know if I'll have internet connection or what. I am going to try and do some quick shots of some of the road trip and where we're at. Maybe do a few shorts along the way, see how that works. Hopefully it works. We're going to try it. We'll see what happens. But the reason for that is there will not be a live stream next week. You will have to do without Magickal Coffee Hour for 1 week. 1 week. Sorry, but I'm going to be taking the time off and everything. So there will be 1 week. So you're just going to have to wait and have that extra anticipation for the following week for your Magickal Coffee Hour fix. Okay? Just so we're clear on that. Alan, it is a very deserved vacation indeed. Thank you. Yes, I will admit I'm getting a bit frazzled. I am at the point where even I have to admit it. My wife's been laughing at me too. I've just been doing little things here and there. So I appreciate it, everyone. Lilith, member for 5 months, tier 2. Hey, Lilith, good to see you. Signed up for tier 2. Awesome. I will make sure to. I already did the monthly spell working, but since you signed up and it's only the second, I will make sure you are still included in that. Okay. Thank you. And now that I see that actually, We do have YouTube membership where you can sign up and help support the channel monthly, and it comes with perks. So there's merchandise discounts. There's a monthly spell working that you're included in. Um, Early access to classes and signups for the live workshops when they come. We keep you guys all in the loop and stuff like that. Um, Occasionally, if there is a blooper video or I do something stupid, I will release that. It's not a guaranteed flow of content, but the tier members, they got to see a quick snippet of the shadow work video joke. They also got to see the early introduction to Bob, which I do not know why that skull has caught on, but you all seem to love Bob. So clearly I'm going to have to keep him around. So they get all that early access kind of stuff. In fact, I've actually got people asking for merch for Bob. Going to happen. Next, it's freaking Halloween. Did anybody know that? I don't know if you know. It's freaking Halloween season. So here's what we're going to do. If you are watching this, if you are an artist, whether it's aspiring or not, draw something up, submit it in some shape, form, or fashion to me. You can message it directly to me on Gilded. You can email it to me at workingdragonmystic@gmail.com. And you put it in there, say 2022 Halloween art. Theme it around Working Dragon Mystic, me, Outlaw Wizard, or theme it around dragons and dragons celebrating Halloween. And I am going to try and do a compilation of all of them if I can. If I can't, I'll have to pick the best ones because the video is going to have to, scrunch it down, keep it reasonable length video, and we will spotlight all the wonderful artists here at Working Dragon Mystic. Okay? So if you have some art and you want it spotlighted, send it in. I can try. Jed, can you type that in? I'd appreciate it. It's not the traditional contest like we've done a few years where I was able to put it on a piece of merch and send it, and it gets complicated there. There's a lot of wonkiness with legalities there. So, but I still want to spotlight and encourage the artists. You guys are amazing. So you guys do great work, and you deserve to have that time in the spotlight. All right, do keep it PG, please, please. I had someone send some artwork one time. It was amazing art. I can't deny it, but yeah, I can't put that in a video. Yeah, just can't. Anywho, now I actually have a list of things I'm supposed to talk about, don't I? I made the list so I don't forget, and then I forgot the list. If that isn't like me, I don't know what is. And for those who don't know, as I already said, I am a bit frazzled. It's been a long bit for me. And I think I'm running on about 2.5 to 3 hours sleep. Luckily, we have coffee. Coffee makes the world go round. Coffee also works better in this nice Working Dragon Mystic mug. Find it at workingdragonmystic.com. Shameless plug. All right, let's see. No live next week. Got that. Check out the merch. We got that. Oh. All super chats to support the channel, whether it has a question or not, during a live stream of $5 or more, you get included in a luck, prosperity, and health spell working for the week. Okay, so if that's a thing you're interested in, by all means, support the channel. If you want to support the channel and don't want to be included in the spell working, I suppose you could support the channel and then comment you're not interested in the spell working, but I don't know why you wouldn't want perks with, yeah, anyway. Some people don't. I get that. I respect that. Spellwork, got that. Grounding and shielding live class. We already did that, actually. Why is that on here? Be sure to subscribe if you haven't. If you're new to the channel, we always do the live streams most Sundays, except next Sunday, obviously. And turn on notifications so you're notified anytime I release a new video, or I go live or do something crazy, because we all know how I am. I do random stuff. And I mentioned the Gilded Community early. Somehow I actually went over these without. Oh, no, missed one. We are looking Okay, many of you have been asking me this for a very, very long time. So hold your horses. But I have been looking over my schedule, my calendar, and how I could go about doing a bit more one on one mentorships for those who are interested in a specific topic and want that one on one teacher support. GK, sure will, mate. Sure will. And Mugs Up, thank you for your support. So, I am currently trying to flesh that out. We have a good framework, and we're going to start it out, rolling it out slowly to where I am going to let you all know how many slots I have for mentorships. And I'm going to slowly take on one or two people at a time to do this. It will be paid mentorships where it's like currently it's going to be around $50. You get a month for the mentorship with two sessions with me directly. Everything's going to be 100% customized and focused on what it is you're trying to develop and or learn. And that's going to be slowly rolling out. Okay. I have a few people signed up already. And actually, they come from within the channel's tier members. Like I said, those tier members, I give back to those who support the channel. But I'm hoping to be able to roll out more of this more regularly in the new year. So this is something you all have been asking for. This is something I am actively trying to get done. As well as we are going to continue doing the live workshops, which are group classes. So you can also look forward to those. Those have been, for me, oh my God, they're so much fun. I have forgot how much I enjoy that live interaction with the classroom setting. I really have. So I am really wanting to get back into those some more and not only does it allow me to connect and better answer questions and solve issues within topics, but it is something I really enjoy as a teacher. So also look out for more of those live workshops. Okay. So hopefully we'll get those steadied, and that'll probably be in the new year too, because many of you know I have a big move coming up. So even though we're figuring out some nuts and bolts, moves just ruin the flow. You know what I mean? And if you are here, by the way, give us a thumbs up. Let us know you like the content and you're enjoying the stream. We got 19 people and 11 thumbs. Let's see if we can get it up to 19 thumbs. People, we'd appreciate that. And I'm running low on coffee. And for those who are wondering, yes, this hyperactive, talkative, crazy country bumpkin, this is me. This is when I'm tired. So what can I say? When I need to talk, I can turn it on. See what we got here. And my mouse is missing. I forgot to hook up the mouse, so we're gonna have to do this with the thumb tag. That's gonna be fun. Sounds like my life. Congrats on. Thank you. The channel is growing. It really is. We are definitely going to have to start looking at the 50K mark now. I mean, we were doing those small jumps, but the channel's at that point where I got to start thinking larger jumps, and I'm just, whoa. When is art due? Good question. So I am wanting to actually hopefully be able to showcase this by Halloween, even if I have to release a video on Halloween. So if you can get that art to me, let me click over here real fast and look at my calendar. If you can get the art to me by the 25th, that would be excellent. If it's a few days late, that's fine, but do try to get it to me by the 25th so I can get the video put together quickly. All right. Good question. Good question. I'd appreciate that. And it jumped. If love to be able to afford that. Do some prosperity magic and watch our wealth magic series. That series is continuing. You should see another video on that maybe Tuesday, actually. And actually, I'm currently testing some wealth magic in my personal life right now. From my old notes, we're reworking it, improving upon it. Very dragon magic focused wealth magic. Well, dragon magic and Norse kind of blended. And we've only been testing it for a week, and the results we're seeing right now are cray amazing. So I am really looking forward to sharing those workings and everything in the wealth series as well. Can't talk too much on them just yet, but we will be sharing those. Sorry, Angela, great to see you. Does the Dragon's Flame help develop arcane senses, clairaudience? So it does help develop the arcane senses and the fact that it's engaging them, usually through feeling the energy and seeing the energy and everything around. Now, when it comes to audience and hearing, it's a little less. What I would do when doing the ritual is listen for the dragon's roar. Listen for that noise of the dragons. Listen to the crackling of the flames around you. Listen for that, and that will engage your clairaudience, okay? And then, yes, it will help develop that. Great question. All right, let's see here. I do apologize if I miss questions again because I am doing this on the trackpad of the computer because I forgot to plug in my mouse. Can I plug in a mouse without messing up the stream? Let me see. Who wants to see if I mess up the stream when I plug in a mouse? Can y'all hear me? The mouse is plugged up. It didn't blow up on me or nothing. It's still saying I'm live. See, and I bumped the new mic. Apologize if that. Hopefully, this thing's all stabilizing. Like trying new things and trying to invoke energy certain tarot cards. Cool. I can hear. Great, you all can still hear me. That's amazing. You're audible. Awesome. Oh, also great thing. So I have been doing some filming, been trying out our new mics and everything. And this little sucker here, let's look at it. Ooh, this actually filters out 75 to 80% of the jet noise we usually have to deal with here at Working Dragon Mystic. And like one of the really loud ones, it literally just like was 5 minutes static. This adjusted and that was it. It's freaking amazing. This mic may completely just simplify my ability to record without having to dance around jet noise. So yeah, props to the mic. Nope, nothing came. So cool, great. Glad everything's working. Y'all know me in technology. Thumbs up for not blowing it up. And my question would be, if you can only do the Dragon Magic 101 class with already good arcane. No, you can actually. So Dragon Magic 101 is actually a beginner's class. Now, if you've worked on your arcane senses and meditation beforehand, would it be a little easier to get going at the start? Yes. Is it required? No. As we dive into Dragon Magic 101 course, there are rituals, there are meditations, and there are exercises to develop your senses. And if you just pair that with like the Arcane Senses video that's free on the channel, or the Arcane Senses class, which is free at the school, now I think about it, or the basic meditation video to get you started with basic meditation, those are all perfectly fine. You can work on them all at the same time. And a lot of students have actually found their meditation and arcane senses develop better while doing a path working like Dragon Magic 101. And other students, they've developed it, just took them a little slower at the beginning, and going a little slower at the beginning is not a problem. In fact, oftentimes I say take that first part of 101 slow because you really get to know your guardian dragon that way. So no, it's not a requirement to have them locked in before you do that. In fact, if you can think of an image, not see it, just think it. Like if I say apple and you think apple, you know what an apple looks like, even if you can't see it in your mind. If you can think of an apple, you can feel an apple, then you can manifest an apple. So think it, feel it, manifest it. Go with it into the class and you will rock and roll. Hope that answers your question, Dino. Let's see. That's all I can think of. How does energy feel? Energy has a different feel. Different people feel it in different ways. And it also depends on the energy type. So different types of energy will feel differently. So for me, for example, earth energy feels very calm, very cool, and actually heavy. Whereas fire is very energetic, it's very movable, it's very light, but at the same time, it has real heat to it. Water has that kind of same coolness to it, but it's always kind of in motion. And for me, because I have been caught in an undertow before, so water energy does occasionally get a little claustrophobic to me, depending on what I'm doing. And then air, honestly, to me, air feels like I'm standing out in a freaking windstorm, coat blowing. I just love it. I love freaking air. But it is a little different for every person. So there's no one singular way to say it feels like this. So there we go. No problem. I think the price is worthy for the amount of what you can learn. It really affordable. I try to keep the prices at Working Dragon Mystic affordable. I'm not one of these where it's like $400 course, or I've seen people do $1,000 for a consult. That's just, somebody needs to check their ego at the door, really. Perwin, oh, mugs up, mate. $11 for a super chat. Thank you. I will most certainly include you in that prosperity spell, mate. Thank you for your support. Maria, black orbs of energy, they can honestly be anything, especially this time of year. We are moving into fall and autumn, so the energy currents do kind of take on a more darker, not negative, just darker tinge in colors. Think of autumn colors themselves. It can also be just random energetic thought forms or energy floating about. Easy cleansing will knock them out. If it's just an orb, just bloop, do a dragon's flame, bust them, no biggie. Positive or negative, just bust them. You're fine. But yeah, as far as meaning, again, if we overlook for meaning in things, we drive ourselves into paranoia. And believe me, I'm guilty of this. When I first started, it's like, what does it mean? I was like Jack Skellington in Nightmare Before Christmas, and the truth is, it didn't mean anything. I just melted a candy cane, so to speak. So, yes, Tarot of the Vampires. If that's the deck I'm thinking of, that's actually one of the decks I use. I love that one. I actually used it as one of the 3 examples in the tarot class. Gorgeous deck if you love Gothic art. Let's see. Okay, we're bouncing around here quite a bit. Let's see. I don't know what some people think. People knowledge think that doesn't want to give any knowledge. You know, I don't understand it myself. Because if you truly believe in self-empowerment and self-mastery, the thing is, these two things don't give a rat's patoot about everyone else on the planet. Because you empower yourself and you master yourself. You do so completely independent of everyone else, right? Okay. So what is wrong with me in my path of self-mastery and self-empowerment helping those people around me who are willing to listen and put in the work empower and master themselves? Because their mastery is their mastery, my mastery is my mastery, and it doesn't interact with each other. So I've never been an understander there either. So, but you know, that's okay. I actually had someone in an email say, "Stop calling my redneck. You're more of an outlaw mage," which, to be honest, I kind of like the title. That's kind of, I might have to steal it. And I will definitely take it because I'm going to share it. You know what? I learned this. I am grateful to have learned it. And in my mind, this is truly something that should be passed on to anyone who's willing to put in the work so that they can better themselves. Simple, easy. There we go. Somehow I tripped and fell and found my life's mission. What can I say? Let's see. It's in my top 3. What? Oh, you're singing the song. I was about to read that out loud. Okay. I have not seen that movie this year. Actually, and before y'all ask, because somebody's going to ask this, I'm almost certain. No, I have not seen Hocus Pocus 2. I do know it's out. I do know it's streaming. But during the road trip, I'm also going to be visiting Squirrel, and I'm pretty sure she's going to make me watch it. So I'm waiting to watch it with her. I know Hocus Pocus is like super big in the occult community. I enjoyed the movie. It's not one of my go-tos all the time, but it is a good movie, and I am looking forward to the sequel. Oh Lord, GK, you comparing me to old Harry Dresden, huh? I have a love-hate with that particular fictional character because I didn't know who it was. And the fact that I was an investigator for many years, and people kept comparing me to this person. I had no clue who it was. I knew nothing about him. And I finally broke down and read the books, and I'll admit, it's kind of creepy how much of those things align. And there's a part of me that has to wonder if that author ain't got a spying device on my life. And if he does, well, we should probably work out some kind of agreement to get me a little bit of a kickback. I don't think he does. I think it's just random weird coincidence, but it's still pretty cool. Oh, these behind me? They're not. No. At no point did I ever claim these were real. This is actually a little backdrop. You can see the waves in it here. The stabs are real. Those are real. The books behind me are not. They're just a backdrop. I have to have an area where I can shoot live streams and film that isn't really going to be tore up or whatnot and can be changed. So I use props in this area here because, well, I have a professional filming studio where I can sit something aside and just leave it there. That's kind of like part of this channel is I live what I do. So, and I keep everything affordable. So instead of going out of my way and doing crazy stuff, I keep everything affordable. But no, those aren't real. The same thing, like when you see me with the Dragon's Eye seal behind me, that's actually a working circle / tapestry that we do sell at workingdragonistic.com. You can buy that tapestry over there. Same thing with the runic circle, whether it's the Melnir version or the Volknot version, we sell both of those. And they do work as tapestries, which are great, or you can lay them out and use them as working circles if you want. Let's see. Heard there was actually a Sanderson's family of witches with the 3 sisters. It was a husband. I do not know about that one, Angela. I do not. That would be interesting to find out, though. All right. Please post pictures over in the Gilded. Cool. So, yeah. Like I said, I am going to attempt to do some play around with shorts on our trip. I know a lot of you have loved the motivational shorts I've done. Those have been a lot of fun, actually. I'm tinkering around with doing more of those. So we're going to try that, and I'm going to tinker around with some shorts on the drive, hopefully show some of the scenery, because the route I'm taking is usually absolutely gorgeous. There's a reason I love to drive and take road trips. So hopefully I'll be able to share some little shorts on the channel via that. So keep a check out for some shorts while I am on vacation. Um, let's see. These post pictures. Okay. We got a question here from Maria. Are fairy circles real, and is it bad if you step in one? So, fairy circles. So, is it bad to step in? You're just walking along and pass through it. No, that's not a bad thing. Fairy circles can occur in nature pretty easily, and they're not necessarily tied to fairies. However, they do create an area where fae do love to conjugate, and they love to play there quite a bit. So if you walk up to a fairy circle with the intent of trashing it because, screw the fae, well, you literally just attacked or assaulted the fae in their mind, and you have wronged them. And they're going to retaliate because that's what they do. Um, but as far as stepping in one, just passing through it, or even if you accidentally knock one down and you don't think about it, that's perfectly fine too. It depends on your intent. Um, is it necessarily a good idea to sit and meditate in one? Different people's going to have different opinions. By and large, if you sit down and park your tuchus politely and meditate peacefully in the areas, you're not going to suddenly open your eyes and be dragged screaming into the Fey realm. That's a bunch of bupkis. Would you potentially draw some attention of some Fey? Probably. More curiosity than malicious, easily. So ultimately, like anything, if you handle it respectfully, it shouldn't be an issue at all. And most of the time, they're honestly just a ring of mushrooms, honestly. So let's see. I personally wouldn't take a gift from a fae. There's always strings attached. Yeah, and that's a good idea. I mean, if you do think, it's always good to ask their permission, and if you get a vibe of welcoming, have a seat. If you get a vibe of don't sit there, keep on going. Angela's got a very good point there. Let's see. You had to say, I missed what you said, Paragon. Apparently. So, see, then I've bought one book from your list and description concerning summoning spirits. That's not a bad book. It's really not. It's one of the better ones. The books down there, what people ask me on certain topics, what I would recommend that I found. And as I've mentioned before, some of them don't have everything I'd like them to have. But as far as reasonable beginner functionality, those are the ones I would recommend. And Konstantinos does a really good job explaining it, especially from a psychological point of view. I really liked his text. Demons of Magic was another one that I really enjoyed, which is by Gordon Weinfeld or David Brand? It's one of the two. That's the other one for evocation that I really liked. It's good to get multiple opinions and viewpoints as you develop in your practice, because as magicians, we never want to be in an echo chamber where all people's telling us is what we want to hear. We don't want that. We want those varied opinions. We want to be able to hear a point of view. We need to be able to look at the point of view, see if it's going to function for our path, whatever our path is, and whether it can be applied or not. This is how we gain wisdom and knowledge and grow as a practitioner. So always remember that there's too many people who want to be in an echo chamber. Don't put yourself in an echo chamber. So, Maria, what's my opinion about zodiac signs? I really don't give them much credit, Maria. I'll be honest with you. For me, they're fun. That's about it. I do not really leverage them largely in magic. And part of that is the philosophy of magic I follow. So, if as a practitioner I am truly seeking self mastery, that means I'm responsible for me. I'm responsible for the energy that affects me. I'm responsible for the energy that shapes my life, shapes my path. Every part of it is me. It's my responsibility, not a random ball of gas, not a random ball of rock, no matter which way it's spinning or anything. It is me. And when you start looking at the realities of some of the things that come up with this, like let's look at retrogrades. Retrogrades isn't even a physical phenomenon, it's an optical illusion. So that's like saying an optical illusion punched you. Optical illusions aren't physical, they're not tangible, they can't actually punch you. So I've always had a really hard time with them, and I've noticed people who don't buy into them also end up not being affected by them. Now, that said, all things do affect energy patterns to some extent. Do they dominate and rule us? No. And not unless you give power to them, which, if you want my opinion, is a bad ideal. Living your life by your star chart or your horoscope, that just gives power to whatever it is. No matter how you do your star chart, you're giving power to it instead of taking charge of it yourself. That said, the only one that I've found might be of some value to some people is the birth chart. And the reason is that is a snapshot of the energy when you came into this world. This is just a snapshot of that one instance, but in theory, that energy can play some part in personality and ideologies. But you can still choose to shift and change those as you see fit. In fact, in Dragon Magic 102, part of Draconic Alchemy is working with the zodiac signs to leverage the pros and cons to shift the energy in you as you see fit, quite literally. So, outside that, I really don't worry about them. And I know that's a naughty opinion for many occultists. They're like, how can you not? Well, pretty easy. But then again, at the same time, you don't hear me complaining about Mercury retrograde every few weeks. So, and while their lives are falling apart, I'm drinking coffee and smiling. So, you know. Oh, technically, as a human, we can pick anything that represents us. Again, it only represents us if we give it power. Same thing with a planet. The planets literally fall into the same thing as a zodiac sign. You would have to associate yourself with the planet and believe it and give it that power before it actually has that over you. Like, there's nothing to stop me from saying, this is my planet, this is my zodiac sign, this is what I associate with. Which weirdly wouldn't be wrong now to think about it, because I am a Jimmy Buffett fan. I am a parrot head, and parrot head culture is something I love. So, I am a parrot. Grant you, I don't look it right now, but if you don't know who Jimmy Buffett is, I know I just probably showed my age. But parrot head lifestyle, the chilled, relaxed, kick back ideal, grab a margarita. I would rather be defined by something like that. We are the ones that master and control and are responsible for our energies, always. Remember earlier when I said think it, feel it, manifest it? That phrase actually comes from me always trying to find a way to describe visualization, because it's not done well in magic at all, ever. And people know, a lot of people, I never can remember the term, but cannot visualize. Okay, so, but they can do magic. So it's like, how do I explain this? How do I articulate this? And this is something I've spent a lot of time meditating on, people. And it is that. It is literally that is what I've come to, because if I don't care who you are, even if you can't visualize anything in your head, if I say apple, you can think apple. And that's all you have to do. Then you have to feel it, and then you can manifest it. So even if you can't see it in a visualized mind's eye kind of concept, you can still think it, and then you can feel it and you can manifest it. Therefore, there's no reason you can't do magic. And it is within the ability of every single freaking human to be able to master and steer their own life. We just got to be willing to take the reins and be accountable for our thoughts, our words, and our actions. And that's the part that truly terrifies people. The amount of people I have found that when they find out that all you have to do is be accountable for your thoughts, your words, and your actions in your life, they don't want nothing to do with it. No, they don't want anything to do with it. They're too afraid to be held accountable. That really amazes me personally. Let's see here. Parrot Planet Polly Cracker. Okay, what's the parrot's name and where's the merch? Oh God. Oh, I just done it. Okay, so the parrot does have a name. Everybody, this is Ace. If Squirrel was around, she'd have already been screaming his name. This is Ace. We named him Ace. He is actually named after a Jimmy Buffett song. And for those who follow and do know I play D&D, I actually played a wizard who was built around Jimmy Buffett himself. I think he was named Jimmy Macarita, as in Jimmy Macarita. Yeah, I can't even speak. Jimmy Margarita. And his familiar was a parrot named Ace. So this is Ace, and I'll consider doing some possible working Dragon Mystic Ace merchandise. Squirrel did actually buy this for me in my desk, and you can see she even bought him a hat. Yes, she even got him a little hat. Can you believe she went out of her way to find him a hat? Is that not the most adorable thing? What can I say? She loves me. Adventures of Bob and Ace. You know what? we're going to put some serious thought in there, because as I'm getting used to filming, I'm definitely starting to loosen up. I'm thinking I can do a bit more humor instead of my be serious. So yeah, we can look into that. We can look into that for sure. So yeah, that's Ace, everyone. He's always on my desk here. And for you kids, if you've not listened to Jimmy Buffett, check out Margaritaville, Cheeseburger in Paradise. Great songs, a lot of fun. Party at the End of the World. Last Man Standing. What's another great one that I love? Crap. I'm drawing blank. Volcano. Yeah. Give them a look. Fan art, go. If you want to include Bob and Ace in your Halloween fan art, by all means, go right ahead. Go right ahead. And I actually was asked if the skull was actually a Dresden reference. No. The skull is actually, I don't know why. My dad had this thing where if it was a random thing, didn't have a name, he called it Bob. And I picked up on it. So there's always been a skull or statue of some kind in my room referred to as Bob. So when I was able to decorate my own house, every freaking skull in the house, the running gag was that's Bob, that's Bob, that's Bob, that's Bob. And I think it's Bob Newhart's show. If you, again, showing my age. Um, Hi, I'm Daryl. This is my brother Daryl. This is my other brother Daryl. It was kind of a spoof on that, really. So yeah, this has been something that it's just been part of my life always. So when I needed someone to read the ad, it just made sense to grab that skull and be like, "Here's Bob." I didn't even think about the reference. This has been a lot of fun, guys. This has been great. Last question for me: does the dragon flame ritual interfere with other entities around me? Not unless you want it to. Okay. So far, I've not found an entity that dragons are unwilling to work with, so you don't have to worry there. But if you have an entity that is unwelcome in your space when you do the ritual, it would interfere with them. But if you're working with any entity, demonic, angelic, left, right, up, down, select A, B, start, doesn't matter the entity. If you're working with them and they're welcome in your space and you do the Dragon's Flame ritual, it will not interfere with them at all. That's one of the reasons I love that ritual. Because I work with way too many things to be worried about who's in the room at the time I'm getting ready to work, because that would just be annoying. It's like, excuse me, could y'all go in the other room for a little bit while I do this ritual that's not going to jive with you? I'd appreciate it. Thank you. I ain't got time for that. I don't want to wrangle children, much less entities. So, yeah, just sorry, my little rant there. But no, won't interfere. You're good. Good question, though, Dina. Let's see. Andrew. Hey, Andrew. Hope you've been well. I wanted to ask, one of the Norse runes cracked when I was making them. Will that ruin the rune? Do I have to remake it? You don't have to, Andrew. I would, because I have OCD and I'd be afraid it'd break. So I would remake it personally, just me. But you don't have to. If it's still structurally sound and you feel okay with it, that's fine. Some of the best wood carvings actually have some of those natural cracks in them that really give them a unique characteristic. And the runes were designed to be carved, and the runes can often speak through that natural beauty in the wood. So if you're okay with it structurally, by all means, go ahead and use it. Say, here is 100. What do you do if you've been crossed or had magic done on you without you knowing by another magician or practitioner? How do you protect yourself from that? Honestly, by and large, the Dragon's Flame ritual pretty much takes care of that, but also grounding and shielding keeps any energy from getting to me, which is what the workshop we just taught was. We even touched on a little bit of wards, so that's another thing you can do is work on wards. You can also do a return to sender spell or an uncrossing spell, which if you go check the channel here, we do have a bone spell that can be used to break a hex or an uncrossing very easily. And if you honestly, if you suspect it, don't waste time trying to find out if it's true or false, because your own worry can really curse yourself, even if it wasn't there. So I would just go grab the uncrossing spell, do the uncrossing spell, and be done with it. Because that spell it'll break it. Just, yeah, that's what I would do personally. Um, this day and age, I've learned that most people who think they've been crossed are just paranoid. And I was early in my little mageling life. I was one of them. So um, that's the reason I have learned so much about self cursing. But I've also learned that even if the thought just pops in your head at random, just do an uncrossing, do a banishing, a cleansing, and you're done. So process is literally Dragon's Flame ritual, cleanse, protect, and empower the space. It's literally in the ritual. And then with the ritual done, that energy up in the Dragon's Fire doing its deal, I do the bone spell and done. Clear. Even if it's my paranoia, it solves my problem. It's amazing. So let's see. Let's see what we got here. So all the skulls are named Bob except the one with the sombrero. His name is Roberto. I love it. I love it. Now I want to buy a sombrero for one of the skulls in the house. Oh, I'm not gonna lie, I really kind of do now. We might have to wait till after the move to do that because we're packing and trying to condense, but I may have to buy a sombrero for one of them after the move. That's pretty good. What do I say when magicians say if you work with demons, you can't work with angels and you have to decide on one side or the other? I say that they aren't looking at the larger picture and they haven't really taken the time to do research outside preconceived religious notions. Demons and angels are literally the same entities, literally. Um, Half the entities deal in order, half of them deal in chaos. It's not a matter of good or evil. Unless you want to be a religious nutter or an edge lord, it doesn't really freaking matter. I work with angels quite a bit. Michael, me, we get along great. Actually, me and Raphael, me and him's gotten closer than ever recently while filming the evocation course, which is something really cool. I also work with demons: Lucifer, Azazel, Belial, Lilith, um, Bel, Valcor, Osmodius, um, just to name a few. So, yeah, it's a limitation they're placing upon their practice, and it's a limitation I don't plan to place upon my practice. But if it works for them, they can do it. I got no problem with it. Their path is their path. My path is my path. And if what they're doing is working and manifesting the results they want, more power to them. You all know me. That's the whole kicker here. If what you're doing is manifesting the results you want, keep on doing it. As long as you're not actually out there hurting another person to do it, I don't care. Even if it contradicts with what I say, if it's working for you, I am happy for you. But at the same time, if it's not working, consider stopping and listening and perhaps making some adjustments. That's why I say don't live in an echo chamber. Hope that helps a little. Let's see. How do you do a prosperity spell work? We actually have several prosperity spells right here on the channel. We have quick money spell and a long-term prosperity spell, Dragon. Let's go check those out. Do you have any animal skulls? Have any animal skulls you won't have? Do I have any animal skulls? Not anymore. I did have for a while. I mean, I grew up in the South. So, cattle skulls and the like, coyote skulls, it's not uncommon. I gifted those to other individuals. Usually it was someone who could actually make better use of the cattle skull. In the case of the coyote skull, that was actually gifted to someone who had made a really deep connection with the totem of the coyote, and they were a really, really dear friend. And since distance was going to be an issue, I gifted that to them. They still have it. I have not replaced them so much. My practice, I don't do as much hunting and whatnot. I do camping, just not as much hunting. Though I still do keep up with my skill sets for hunting and trapping and the likes like that. But no, by and large, I don't anymore. I can't think of a single one that I have left now. I think I've gifted them to other people. Interestingly enough, do I have one I want? No, I don't think I do. I'm at a point in my life where I'm really trying to condense down. So my mentality right now isn't about getting things, it's about getting rid of things, really. Once I get the house pared down and where me and the wife want it, that may change based on that. So that'll be an interesting thing to see. But right now, no, I don't think that's so. Let's see, Angela, you need to get a skull that looks like you're drinking drinking a wine bottle and give him a sombrero. That's pretty funny. Um, as many wine bottles and stuff that we have around here, that's not a bad idea. I have to see about that. We'll have to see. Again, that goes to the paring down thing. We got to get pared down, and before we start bringing stuff in. Not an interesting one. Let's see. Solomonic demons and angels both work underneath God according to the greater and lesser key of Solomon. There is demons that control legions of angels and angels that control legions of demons. There are angels and demons amongst each other. Yes, that is true. But demons and angels actually do not necessarily fall under God, Jehovah, or Yahweh, depending on which name you wish to use. The Solomonic text is based off a religious ideology when it was written and constructed. In fact, I've worked with Solomonic magic, and I actually found I got better results when I didn't threaten them in the ways that the Solomonic text does. So I know a lot of people get great results with it. It's not my cup of tea. I find it very disrespectful to the entities, both angelic and demonic. Um, Personally, that's a personal opinion. Let me underscore that personal opinion. So yeah, but you are correct. It does talk about how you got angels being working under demons and demons working under angels, and that is true. Again, because they're ultimately the same entities. And if you spend enough time with them in their realms, you're going to see they're in both places. So yeah, but a lot of people don't take the time to do that kind of deep reading and research. Sadly, threatening entity sounds just like a bad plan. It does. It sounds like a bad plan, and it sounds extremely disrespectful. I do not teach threatening of entities, and all my research and the research I've done with hundreds of other mages, approaching respectfully yields better results and yields easier results. So, why would you not go for better results towards self mastery and knowledge and empowerment over making it harder on yourself? I've never personally understood that. Um, but perhaps a lot of it comes from religious ideals or assumptions or even fear. Now, y'all know I don't religion bash on here, so we're not going to start that. We're not going to go down that road. But you do, when we look at any text, whether it's Solomonic or whether it comes from a Wicca text, whether it comes from the Golden Dawn, doesn't matter where it comes from. If it has any underpinning that deals with any form of religion, you have to consider the concept as the author coming from a religious point. um, well, even like demonolatry, a lot of S. Conley's works, for example. I love Conley's works, but demonolatry is a religion first. So you always have to read with that in mind. But that doesn't take away from the wisdom that can be found within the text. And if you practice the religion, like if you're a demonologist and you practice the religion and the magic, and everything's working for you, great. That's amazing. Same thing. If you're more on the Christian side of things and Solomonic magic really calls to you and you're getting results, that's great. Not my cup of tea. We are all individuals. We have an individual path, we have individual takes. And religion is beneficial and helpful for some. Okay. It is when the mob mentality of do as we do because we do it, that's when I draw a line. That's when I have a problem. I got a lot of friends that are religious. You all know I'm not. And they know I will talk to them about their religion. I will have a philosophical discussion and I will share my opinions. I'm not going to convert. And they're okay with that. They really are. So, wisdom and knowledge can be found, but we got to get out of our echo chambers. Hope that helps a little bit. No, that's a technical thing. There is a place in the New Testament where it basically comes out and mentions that Jesus and the devil are brothers, which makes sense because I mean we know Jesus is the Son of God, right? That's the whole shtick. But we also know Lucifer is one of the children of God as an angel. So child, brother. It's always. I mean, even when I was like 5 or 6, that just seemed logical to me. So, great works, great works. She has many small books. She does. She has a lot of small books. Really easy little, like she calls them chat books, that's what they are. They're fantastic little reads. And she has so many. Even I haven't managed to read them all, but I'm definitely looking forward. I love to get her books and have them for quick reads. Like I actually have a few on my phone for the road trip while we're at a hotel or something to be able to have it something to read at night. Great. And Jade is throwing clocks at me. Y'all, Jade's throwing clocks at me. That tells me that I must have hit my hour already. And see, there you go. That's right. The whole children of God concept, Angela, would mean that technically we're all siblings in some fashion. So you are absolutely correct on that as well. Seems pretty self-explanatory, like I said to me. But hey, different strokes for different folks. Everyone, this has been so much fun, and we had a lot of great questions tonight. And I guess I'm now going to have to do merch for Ace and Bob because Bob has fangirls. Okay, I cannot believe Bob has fans. That still just baffles me. And now apparently Ace does as well. You have no idea how much Halloween is going to just squeal over the fact that Ace has fans. So this has been a lot of fun, everyone. We will still have a Tuesday video. We are going to attempt to record a roundtable before I leave for vacation. So you should, unless something goes sideways, have a Friday video. But there will be no live stream next week. I do apologize. But with that said, while you are waiting, do feel free to jump on over to workingdragonmystic.com. Check out our current merch. We have some coffee cups. We have some artwork. We do have tapestries of the Dragon's Eye seal, the Norse runic circles, many of which make absolutely great gifts. We also do have canvas prints of the Dragon's Eye seal and the artistic Dragon's Eye seal, which is gorgeous. And the draconic rulers, like I said, which are beautiful. Make great presents. The holidays are coming, people. I'm not ready. I don't know if you all are ready. I am going to try and do something a bit for the winter solstice, maybe. We're going to try. I got caught with my hat off, not really prepared for Halloween. We will see what we can do about it, though. All right. You all have a fantastic week. I'm going to get off here. I'm going to finish drinking my coffee. I'm going to go bug the wife for a little bit before I pass out and go unconscious and try to catch up on some sleep. And I'm going to get on the road here in the next day or two and enjoy that vacation. You all stay safe. You all have fun. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep working. Keep taking those steps to move forward to self-mastery and self-empowerment. Remember, think for yourselves. Study what you're looking at. Consider it. Meditate on it. And as long as your path is manifesting the results you want, let no one dissuade you from continuing to do what you love to do. But don't let your ego stop you. If things aren't working, to step back, ask questions, make some adjustments, and keep moving forward. All right? I love y'all. You have been great. Seriously, you make everything I do worthwhile. You make it so much fun. So I thank you truly from the bottom of my heart. And until I see you in a couple weeks, take care and good night. Bye-bye.